All right, are we going? All right. Welcome to the taco. I'm Kelsey.
I'm Angela.
I'm Justin.
Okay.
Today we're going to be talking about some conspiracy theories.
This is our first podcast. It just we were all sitting around doing nothing after filming Switchers, and we were like talking about conspiracy theories, and we were all like, we should make a podcast. And so, here we are.
Making a podcast.
Oh, you're still playing the bacon game.
So, conspiracy theories.
You had that one about Mars.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with that?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, embellish.
Alright, well, okay. I don't want to go first, though.
Go first.
Just do it. Just go for it.
Alright, so imagine, right? Let's talk a million years ago. We lived on Mars, like humans. As like an actual, like how we live today is how we lived on Mars. And like, we're messing up Earth with like climate change and stuff. Like we messed up Mars. And so we were like, wow, we need to get out of here. So we sent people to Earth to like live there. And then once that worked, everyone was like, let's move to Earth. So then everyone moved to Earth. And then that happened. And now we're back at the same spot where we're trying to get to Mars because Earth is just a mess right now. And it's just going to be like an endless cycle. And that's like why Mars has all those like rivers, like valleys and stuff.
Yeah, that are empty.
It's just dried out because we ruined it.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and so now when we go to Mars, it's going to be like Earth, and Earth is going to be like Mars.
Yeah, because you're probably going to go to... Because people are trying to go to Mars. Which is why it's, like, so hard to go to Mars, because we've, like, erased all the technology possible to get back there, because we don't...
Because it was all on Mars.
Yeah.
It's ruined.
Well, I was thinking, like, humans, like, a long time ago, erased all the technology possible to... I'm, like, this line. To get back... to Mars, so that way it would be extremely hard for us to go back and realize, because they're trying to like hide the fact that we well, I don't know,
because they didn't want people to go back because it was ruined. Uninhabitable. That's like,
I don't remember who told me this. I think it was one of you when we were talking about it last time, where you were like, when you're born or something, you're like immediately put in a simulation.
Yeah.
Was that you?
I don't know, I think maybe.
Yeah. And so like what we're living basically in a simulation, like VR.
Yeah, because like you can't really remember anything before you're like 3 years old, so maybe when you're like 3 years old they just like erase your memory and put you in a simulation and give you like fake memories and stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
There's also, like, a theory out there that, like, I forgot it. Oh, no, wait, okay. That, like, the past doesn't actually exist. And they're just, like, you're living in, like, the present, and, like, all of the time it's just, like, happening all at once. But, like, they, like, give you, like, fake memories and stuff. And
I heard this thing, it was like that the world and like all of your memories were created yesterday, but there's no evidence to disprove it because everything would have happened yesterday. That makes sense. So like all your memories and Earth itself was created yesterday.
So it was just implanted in you?
Exactly, but yesterday what happened. And you can't really be like, no, that's not true because I remember last week, but you remember last week because yesterday you were given the memory of last week.
I also heard a theory. I heard a theory like a few years ago. I don't really like fully remember it, but it was like at the end of every day you like go into a time machine that like brings you back to the start of the day, and you don't remember it because they erase your memory. And like that doesn't really make sense.
You like go to
There was like more to it, but I don't remember it.
So why'd you go into time? Or like do you do the day differently?
I guess.
So like every day is like
when you go to sleep you're warped back into like the beginning of the same day.
Guess, but like that I don't really get it.
Because like
kind of makes sense.
Well, like because time is not real.
Yeah, like you go to sleep and then you're brought back to the beginning of that day.
And everyone thinks it's a different day, but like because what is time? Yeah.
But
But, like, people get older.
Yeah.
And
So that
they age. Unless your body is completely unaffected by time. And just by the aging of your body. Like, it's in its own thing.
Oxygen is just slowly killing us.
My cousin's very adamant that oxygen is poison.
We could honestly
and it just takes about 100 years to kill us.
What if we were, like, all immortal if we didn't have oxygen, but then, like, at the same time...
We would all die.
If you didn't have oxygen, it would kill you.
Well, like, I'm sure there's, like...
Or, like, there's, like, something else in the air
else.
that does kill you that isn't oxygen. But since you can't live without oxygen, you'll never be able to tell.
Yeah. Also, like, that Deja Vu thing, my cousin, I think she was talking... I don't remember who was telling me about this. I don't remember.
I
just, like...
Deja Vu so much.
Yeah, it's, like memories
it's
that... It's, like...
Memories from, like, your past life.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's, like, when you do something very similar to something you did in a past life, you get Deja Vu.
Yeah.
It's, like, that's why you have to make sure that you live completely different lives. So that way you don't get confused.
But the thing is, though, like, I get Deja Vu and, like, I, like, vividly remember that, like, I did exactly that.
Yes.
Like, not, like, something similar. Like, I remember, like, doing exactly that.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
maybe
like, what if you just, relive the same life over and over again, but you make, like, subtle changes, and that's why you get Deja Vu.
Whoa.
Oh, so it's when the subtle change happens.
Yeah. Or, like, there's,
crazy.
like, a lot of changes, but, like, most things are, like, kept the same, and that's why you get Deja Vu, you know?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, like, you go to, like, the same school, and, like, you hang out with, like, the same people, and...
Oh, so it's like you go to the same school, but like, the rest is up to you, and then if you just so happen to do, like, the same exact thing.
Yeah. It's like you're reliving the same exact life from, like, day one, but then you make, like, different choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is.
All I wrote down from the Deja Vu. What else do you have on that list?
I have... Oh, your black
My
box
black
theory.
box theory. I definitely told you about this.
I don't remember.
I thought about it before the Lego movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had this theory already, and I was like, oh my god, the Lego movie is like my theory. Literally. So it was that in the Lego movie, you know how at the end you see that it's basically they're just a bunch of Lego toys in some guy's in a box in some guy's basement.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, I had this theory that what if since we don't know how far space is, so it's crazy to think that space goes on forever, but like it can't just go on forever, it has to stop somewhere, but then it can't just stop, like what's behind it?
Yeah.
Like that's just crazy. So what if, so my brain was like, okay, what if we're in some, you know, relatively big
Really
black
big
box. But like it's big to us.
Well, yeah, it's perspective.
Yeah. And so and like our Earth is in the galaxy, and it's like all in this one big box. Like everything that we know, or maybe even more that we know that we haven't, you know, like discovered yet, is all in this box that is controlled by some guy or people, but like, you know, probably not human. I don't know.
Or maybe he is human.
Maybe he is. And he like created it all. He's just like chilling. I'm not assuming gender though. So yikes. So yeah, that was like, I don't know. That was mine. I had something to say, but I don't remember.
Let me see what else I have. Keep conversation going.
Okay. Who is, like, the person, like, if any of these theories are true, like, who is the person in charge, or, like, the people in charge? Like, who is that group of people? Like,
Yeah.
is it, like, the government? And if it is a government, like, which one? Like, it's not just, like,
Yeah, you're right, like,
immediately
who-
gonna be, the American government. Like, you can't...
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can, like, assume, I guess, that it might be, but it could literally be
It could
anyone.
be any government.
Yeah.
Well, also like that theory where all governments are, it's like one big government, and they put fights and wars to happen just to make it seem like they're not
Yeah.
my
together,
God.
and they're all conspiring with each other.
Whoa. Yo.
Conspiring.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can't English. I just came up with that right now.
I have this one, right? It's so like people like Newton and what's the other guy, Darwin, and
Yeah, like crazy scientists.
yeah, like who discovered like the laws of every like life.
Yeah.
Like what if they were all just like completely wrong, and we're like living lies right now?
You know, I actually think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, what if like science
like,
is just not
like,
right?
exactly.
Like, we just like actually don't understand it.
And maybe
Like a long time ago, they thought the Earth was flat, and that was just common knowledge. But now,
and now the common knowledge is the Earth is round. I mean,
well,
we've seen the Earth, so like not something like that, but,
but like,
something
well, no,
more
that was
complicated.
just, but that was just
like
an idea.
That was an example.
Yeah.
But like, what if gravity isn't stuff being pulled towards the center of the Earth? What if gravity is like stuff being pushed down?
From something,
From like something else.
No,
What if
pushed away from it?
What if they're
that oh, I hate the flat Earth society.
So obviously, someone's gonna be like, "Well, actually," but like it's like examples
comment
like
down below.
something like crazy like that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I hate the flat Earth society. Like I don't. It just annoys me.
Lost, like,
but we lost 10 grade. Now we have -10. Well, what we just said like proves it. So let's say there's like some force that's pushing things instead of pulling things into the center of the Earth. It's pushing something away from it, and it can't. If our Earth is round and something is getting pushed, it's getting like pushing things away. Then the other side of the Earth shouldn't be affected. So if the Earth is flat, then everything should be affected.
Yeah.
But if it's on, I talk with my hands, but they can't see my hands.
I think like the flat Earth thing is like just like we only use one side of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like
that's like what happens if you go to the edge? You're just gonna fall off. Like
like
there has to be something under it.
Yeah. What if
and like I was just like I don't know.
people think that the moon landing was fake.
It'd be harder to fake the moon landing than to actually land on the moon.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
I don't think it would.
It would be.
Hollywood. That's how.
No, because
but
at the time.
But why would you? Well,
at the time they didn't have like
race to space. The space
technology to
like
film all that.
Oh, they already
and
lost
like they didn't really.
And it didn't take like that much work to get to the moon. And why? well, okay.
Relatively. Like,
compared to like certain things, that we had back then.
Yeah.
But
like we had the technology to get to the moon.
Well, we had the technology to get to the moon.
Wait, even if they fake that, so what? We have the technology today, and we have done it so many more times.
And why would they fake that?
Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, get
unless
Russia.
Oh my God! What if they were just like trying to like distract us from something? Like they were like, "Oh look, here's a moon landing. Don't focus on like that problem over there."
Yeah.
But something like that. There was like an actual
what was happening? What was happening? Let's Google it.
The Cold War was happening.
Was
it? In the midst
of
the space race.
Yeah. Well, was that the time?
Oh my God.
But was the Cold War actually like at its peak? Let's find out.
No, it was like a couple years after, or maybe 2 years after.
Were we pointing nuclear weapons at each other during the space race?
No. Well, no, we were not.
So, what would you do? Distract them from launching the nuclear? Yeah, but.
Well, it wasn't really.
What was happening?
1969.
1969 was. Yep.
LOL.
Oh my God, Angela!
I think that was the peak of the Cold War.
Oh my God.
Because I remember that being.
We just outed the government.
Hold on.
The FBI is gonna watch. Okay, 60.
We all get text. FBI
right,
stop right there.
62 was the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah,
it was
pretty close.
7 years later.
So 7 years.
They were probably just like, that was a bad thing. Let's distract them and land on the moon.
Yeah, there was no reason.
But like, why? When does the government care about what us being happy? Like,
That's
but like
so true.
not like
maybe things were different in the 60s.
But no, like, not like unnecessarily happy. Like, I get, like, the whole, like, but they're like, oh, poor people, let's make them happy by doing a moon landing. Like, no, that's unnecessary.
Yeah, I guess.
I just feel like there's no reason to fake that.
Good point.
Like, if you're gonna,
I don't think it's fake.
If you're gonna fake something, like, make it, I feel like it would be a lot more complex if they faked it.
Yeah.
Like, something as, like, simple, it's not simple to get to the moon, but, like, simple as just going to the moon and coming back, like, you're not gonna just fake that.
Yeah.
Also, like, you know, like, people's reason for them faking the moon landing is, like the shadows go in, like, different directions.
Oh, like
or
the
something.
proof, the evidence?
Yeah, and, like, some of, like, the things in the pictures, like, overlap when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But, like, that could just be a literal glitch.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to film something in outer space.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Like,
difficult.
It's not gonna be very easy.
Like, it's, like, practically on another planet. Like, I know the moon's not a planet, but, like, you know.
It's not on Earth.
It's not on Earth, so, like,
It's
things...
like, if it was Hollywood,
That's
those things
reason enough
wouldn't
for-
happen because it's
Yeah.
budgeted with a lot of
Yeah.
money to, like, by the government to
Yeah.
fake it.
So, like, they wouldn't have
They would make
problems
sure it
like
is
that.
perfect.
Yeah.
We're, like, always in debt, so
Yeah.
why would they fake something like
Good
that
point.
to spend all that
It's
money?
A lot of money.
Even after the Cold War, when, like, Cold
I
War.
saw... Oh, sorry, you were
No,
talking.
you go.
Okay.
Money
I saw,
draining.
like, a video of someone, like, trying to disprove, like, that they faked it because...
Just
in
prove
order
that
to-
it's real.
Like, just, yeah, whatever. They said that if Hollywood needed to, like, make those shadows, that they would need, like, lasers, and, like, those are, like, way more expensive than it would be to just land on the moon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And landing on the moon's, like, it's not that unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like, it
But the
was,
thing is-
but now,
it
Like,
was
we
at one
do
point,
it-
but, like,
but
now it's
like
normal.
literally like, oh, okay,
It's not the
we
only
have
thing we've done. We send drones to Mars
Yeah.
all the time.
yeah, permanent
Yeah.
habitants, what's the right word? Like, people are permanently living in space. Like,
Yeah, and the space station.
the International Space Station.
Yeah.
What's it called?
International.
International. I don't know. Intergalactic.
The ISS, that's what they call it. This.
International Space Station. So, like, people are, like, there. Like, there's proof.
Yeah.
Anti-gravity. It's happening. Okay.
What
What else?
Did you have the Mandela Effect?
The Mandela Effect.
Okay,
This.
for those of you who don't know, the Mandela Effect is, like, when, like, two people, like, remember something differently. Like,
Or, like,
there's
the
proof-
mass population.
There's, like,
mass disagreement.
proof of it being both ways. Like, normally it's with spelling. So, like, like, the Bernstein Bears, people argue that it was spelled A-I-N, and people argue that it was spelled
however,
E-I-N.
yeah.
I personally spelled it 100% wrong all my life, so...
When did you need to spell Bernstein Bears?
I don't know, but I would just, like, I watched that show all the time, and I, like, had all the books, and I still never knew how it was spelled.
But it's like when a mass population remembers something wrong, and everyone's like, oh, was it... So the most popular one is, Luke, I killed your... Oh, Luke... Wait, what is it?
Luke,
you
I
killed
am
my
your
father.
father.
Luke, I am your father.
But, like,
But
that's
it's not...
how
He
the
doesn't
quote
say
is.
that. He says, no, I am your father.
Yeah,
Because he
like,
goes...
Most famous
you killed my father,
movie
no,
quotes
I am
are,
your
like,
father.
different than people remember them. And
Yeah.
basically the theory about this is that,
Is there a theory around it?
yeah, well, I don't know if it's, like, a real theory. I just
Well,
sort of, like, come on.
Well, yeah, whatever
The
you
theory
think.
is that, like, you know those, like, people were always, like, back in, like, 2012 and, like, 2017, when people were like,
That was-
the world's gonna end.
Oh, yeah.
on-
2029.
2029. The world's gonna end in, like, 2012, and
Yeah.
it never happened. Well, my theory is that it actually did happen, but someone is, like, restarting time or something so that, or, like,
Oh, and so some things got messed up on
yeah,
the way.
and some
That's
things got messed
interesting.
up when they were, like, fixing things.
Mm.
Like,
That's
'cause-
almost like that show,
Yeah.
The Good Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
It's a good show. Go watch the show. Do you watch the show?
No.
You should watch it.
I was like driving
Are
somewhere
you
the
close
other
enough?
day. Well, I wasn't driving obviously, but I was like on the way to someplace the other day, and I thought of that show, and then I passed by a street that said Eleanor.
Oh, that's crazy.
I was so crazy. It was so crazy. Okay.
Like, there's the Luke, I Am Your Father, I feel like is the most popular one, but then there's also,
Yeah.
like,
Well, there was
people
this-
think it's Mirror Mirror on the Wall, but it's Magic Mirror on
I was
the
looking
Wall.
at this one where
I never
people-
actually saw that movie though.
Oh.
People remembered Billy Graham's funeral on TV in 1966. Was it? No. Not 1966. But like a while ago. Like people remembered watching his funeral, but he just this year died.
That's like
Oh.
an
So it's
actually crazy one.
Yeah,
That's
like,
crazy.
a lot
It's
of people
like
remember his funeral and
insane.
now he actually dies and they're like he's been dead for years and then they're like, wait, what the heck?
That's
Yeah, that's, like, they think they're like,
That's like a
I
new
watched his
level.
funeral,
I
and
think-
then he didn't.
I think the
That's
same thing happened with Nelson Mandela. That's why it's named the Mandela Effect. They remembered him dying and then he didn't die and they're like, I literally was at your funeral.
crazy.
Oh my
Like
God.
that's really like
Yeah,
Wow,
if
wow.
you're doing like that, the world, like, just ending and people going back and changing things, like, people, like, not dying is a crazy, like,
yeah, like the whole word like Berenstein Bears, like you could like
whatever.
I mean that's still like kind of crazy.
Oh
that
yeah,
everyone
wait, no,
remembers
okay,
that.
it's spelled like Berenstein. I always
Like
I always
bear.
spelled
But,
it like
still, that's
I always spelled
that's a
it
good example.
BER.
Like, burn.
Yeah.
Like BERN.
But then,
And
like-
like literally no one I know ever spelled it like that. And I was
Exactly. But then it gets
maybe
to
it's
like
because I was just like so
people dying
young and
that's
I
like
just didn't know how to spell.
But Bernstein Bears, like, burn, BERN.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
bear,
all.
but, like, bear makes sense because they're bears.
Yeah.
It's not spelled that way. It's
I know, that's why.
BARAN.
Oh, that's even different than everything.
It's Berenstein.
I just said.
No, okay, but the actual Mandela effect about that is some people think the ending is spelled with an E and some
Yeah.
people think it's spelled with an A.
Bernstein and Bernstein. Yeah. How long has it been? Like 20
So
minutes.
Oh wow. Yeah, a long time.
How
Should
wait,
we
does it has the
wrap it
time?
up?
Yeah.
Wait, but what's the don't stop it? What's the time?
22 minutes.
All right.
Should we wrap it up?
All right.
That was
That was a successful first.
that was pretty good.
Episode 1
That was pretty good.
of Taco.
Is that the name? Oh yeah, taco.
Yeah.
We had some debate on the name. It's called
Just-
the taco. TACO.
Are we gonna do like a weekly thing?
Yeah, I don't know what the schedule will be.
It's whatever
We'll
you feel
decide.
like.
It's a lot easier than filming Switchers or AAA.
Okay.
So yeah,
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon. Bye. Ah.